A gas phase reactant has energy of activation EA is equal to 200 kilojoule per mole. All right. If the frequency factor of the reactant is A is equal to, frequency factor is A, 1.6 into 10 power 13 per second. These many collisions per second, that is the meaning. When I say A is equal to 1.6 in 10 power 13, that many times within a second collisions are happening. Calculate the rate constant at 600 Kelvin. So temperature is given as 600 Kelvin. And you are asked to calculate rate constant K. The given e power minus 40 is equal to 40.09 they are given. 3.8 in 10 power minus 18. That value they are given. Alright, that means we will be getting this value. To get e power, we should not suppose to use logarithmic equation. Then only we can get e power something. Am I correct? So, K is equal to A into e power. As such we can use minus EA by RT. K is equal to A into e power minus EA by RT. What is the value of A? 1.6 into 10 power 13 per second. E power minus EA minus, what is energy of activation? 200 kilojoule per mole divided by R value 8.314 joule. R value is in joule. 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. But here energy of activation is given in kilojoule. It is in joule. It will not match. It has to be converted into joule by multiplying with 10 power 3 joule per mole. Alright. 200 kilojoule per mole is nothing but 200 into 10 power 3, 1000, it has to multiply by 1000 joule per mole divided by, what is R? 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin into, what is the value of T? T is 600 Kelvin. Joule, Kelvin, Kelvin must get cancelled, joule, joule cancel, mole, mole, per mole cancelled. Now when 200 is divided by 600, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, which is equal to 1.6 in 10 power 13 per second, e power minus, of course at the numerator we have got 1000, we have got 1000, 10 power 3, 1000, 3 into 8.314, approximately 25, we have discussed already, approximately 25. 3 into 8, 24. 3 into 0.3 something, approximately 1, therefore 25. When 100 is divided by 25, it will become 4. When 1000 is divided by 25, it will become 40. We are given with e power minus 40. So 1.6 into 10 power 13 per second into e power minus 40, which is nothing but 3.8 in 10 power minus 18 collisions per second. You just multiply and you will get the answer, that's all. Alright? 10 power minus 18, here 10 power 3. So 10 power minus 5 will be getting, again upon multiplication you will be getting some value. Now, question number 20. 20. So when you try to solve the sums, solve very carefully. Decimal points and other things you have to do very carefully. Usually I will be committing mistake in that. Question number 20. For the reaction 2x plus y gives L. Find the rate constant from the following data. Of course, this is also can be done as a metal sum. X, y, concentration of x and y in minutes, minute per second. It may not be in mole, it may be mole. All right, 0.2 mole, 0.02, 0.4, 0.02, 0.4, 0.08, and the rate is found to be 0.15, 0.30, 1.2. What does it mean? What they want to say? They are asked to find the rate constant from the following data. So how to find out rate constant? To find out the rate constant, we should know order of the reactant. All right. So what is it? Here, when the concentration is doubled, rate is also doubled, keeping concentration of Y constant. Concentration of Y is not altered. If it is doubled, rate is doubled. Therefore, first order with respect to X. When the concentration of A is doubled, rate is doubled. And when the concentration of X is maintained constant, Y is altered. How many times? Quadrupled, 4 times. The rate is also increased 4 times. Therefore, again order with respect to Y is also 1. First order with respect to Y. Even you can make the equation like this. Rate 1 is equal to, what is it? When it is rate 1 is equal to, when the concentration of X is 0.2 and the concentration of Y is 0.02 to the power M to the power Y. That is rate law. It is rate is equal to rate constant into molar concentration of X, that is 0.2 to the power M, molar concentration of Y to the power Y. Alright? Or let it be A and B, whatever it may be. And whatever rate 2 is equal to K into molar concentration of X. Now it is 0.4 to the power A. It is same 0.02 to the power B. It is equation 1, equation 2. Divide equation 2 by 1. What is rate 1? Rate 1 is 0.15. Rate 2 is 0.3. Am I correct? Now 2 by 1. 0.3 by 0.15, which is 2. Alright, or else let me write, which is equal to K into 0.4 A 0.02 B divided by K into 0.2 to the power A into 0.02 to the power B. Upon dividing 0.3 by 0.15, you will be getting 2. K and K get cancelled. Here these two get cancelled. Here 0.4 to the power A is nothing but 2 to the power A. 2 to the power 2 into 0.2 to the power A. 0.4 can be given as 2 into 0.2. Am I correct? 2 into 0.2 to the power A. This get cancelled. So 2 power A is remaining. 2 power A, 2 is equal to 2 power A. Therefore, A is equal to 1, order 1. Likewise, if you take these two equations, you will be getting order with respect to Y is also 1. Therefore, rate law is equal to, rate is equal to K into X to the power 1, Y to the power 1. This is the expression for rate law. So, they have expected rate law. They didn't expect rate constant. What is the rate constant? Rate constant also we can derive, because rate, from any particular equation we can get rate constant. Rate is given as 0.15. Rate is given as 0.15 mole per second. Alright? Which is equal to K into concentration of X 0.2 into concentration of Y 0.02. So K is equal to 0.2 into 0.02 divided by 0.15. That's all. So we have calculated the rate law, order with respect to X1, order with respect to Y1. So rate they are given for different concentrations. For each concentration, if you substitute, you will be getting same rate constant. 3 rate constants we can get using first rate, second rate, third rate at different concentrations. Alright. So first rate K is equal to concentration, first concentration into this concentration divided by rate. So you will be getting the value. Repeated value you will be getting for all the 3, which is found to be mole per liter per second. Actually it should be mole per liter, mole per liter, mole per liter per second. That may be the correct way of saying. I think you understood. Then question number 23. Whether you want me to do the sum, you can do. It's not so difficult. Next one, question number 23, very simple. Rate constant of a first order reaction is given. K is equal to 1.54 in 10 power minus 3 per second. Calculate the half-life time. TF is asked. We know for a first order reaction, TF is equal to 0.6932 divided by K. So K value is given, just to divide. You'll be getting the answer. When it goes over numerator, you'll be getting second. 1.5 approximately, how you can solve very easily. 15, 69, likewise 4 times, likewise you'll be getting the answer, right? Then question number 24. Question number 24. The half-life period of a homogeneous reaction. The half-life period of a homogeneous reaction, SO2 Cl2, gives sulfuryl chloride, SO2 Cl2, which obeys first order kinetics. All right. Half-life period is given as 8 minutes, 8.0 minutes. TF is equal to 8 minutes. How long will it take for the concentration of SO2Cl2 to be reduced to 1%? To reduce to 1%, what will be the time? So first of all, we have to calculate rate constant. From rate constant, we have to go in for the determination of time required for 99% completion of the reaction. All right. So rate constant K is equal to 0.6932 divided by T half. T half is 8 minutes. All right. So K is equal to 0.693 divided by 8 minutes. Since K is equal to 0.6932 divided by T half for a first order reaction. Now, they asked us to calculate the time required for the initial concentration to be reduced to 1%. We know K is equal to 2.303 by T log A naught by A. What is A naught? Initial concentration. Let the initial concentration be 100. What is concentration? What is A? Concentration remaining at time T, that is 1, to be reduced to 1%. 100 should be reduced to 1. And time they asked K, already we know. We can interchange. T is equal to 2.303 by 0.6932 divided by 8. Divided by 8 may go to the numerator. All right. Whether you understood? Or else let me write in 2 steps. This is the expression for rate constant of this reaction. We know K is equal to 2.303 by T log A naught by A. We need the value of T. T is equal to 2.303 by K log A naught by A. A naught is concentration at the start of the reaction, which is considered as 100. Concentration remaining they given as 1. Time they asked K, I can substitute here, which is 0.6932 divided by 8. When the 8 go over to the numerator, it will become into 8. So 0.6932, how did we arrive means, it is multiplication of 2.303 into 0.3010. That gives this value. And therefore, these two get cancelled. All right. Log 100 is nothing but, what is the value of log 100? 2, simply 2. So 8 into 2 divided by 0.3010. You'll be getting the time, that's all. All right. So 16 by 16, when I multiply numerator and denominator by 10, 3 approximately. So 5.3 something. That much time is required, minutes is required for, 160 means 53 minutes. That much time is required for, you can exactly solve the sum. Now, next question. Question number 25. Question number 25. So, within 10 minutes, not more than that. The time for half change of a first order decomposition of a substance is 60 seconds. The time for half change of a first order decomposition is 60 seconds. TF is 60 seconds. Calculate the rate constant. Yes, rate constant is equal to 0.6932 divided by T half. I can substitute here, I can get rate constant. That is over. Then what is the next part? I can substitute here, 60. If you divide, you will be getting the answer. 6932. You will be getting the answer. Seconds, per second you will be getting. Now, how much of A will be left after 180 seconds? 180 seconds corresponds to 3 half-lives. 1 half-life 60 divided by half-life. Number of half-lives is equal to time divided by half-life period, which is equal to 3 half-lives. 3 half-lives. Within 3 half-lives, how much of A will be left after 3 half-lives? That is 160 seconds. 100, to convert 100 into 50, 1 half-life, that is 60 seconds. To convert 50 into 25, second half-life, another 60 seconds. To convert 25 into 12.5, another half-life, another 60 seconds. Totally within 180 seconds, it will be reduced to 12.5%. That's all. Now question number 26 in your book. A zero order reaction is 20% complete. Question number 25. A zero order reaction is 20% complete in 20 minutes. 20% completed in 20 minutes. Calculate the value of rate constant K. In what time will the reaction be 80% complete? So time for 80% completion is asked for a zero order reaction. For a zero order reaction, K is equal to A naught minus A divided by T. Here, 20% completion means initial 100, 20% completion means remaining 80. So 100 by minus 80 is equal to 20. 20% completed means A minus A is equal to 20. That is the meaning. 20% completed. Remaining 80%. Concentration remaining in time T 80. It is 100. 100 minus 80, 20. What is the time? 20 minutes. So, the unit is 1 minute inverse. 1 minute inverse. Alright. Now, what is the question? In what time will the reaction be 80% complete? 80% complete. Rate constant we know. T is equal to A naught minus A divided by K. We have derived the value of K. A naught minus A we know. How? 80% completed. Remaining will be 20. So remaining at time T it is 20. 100 by 20, 80. 80 by, what is the value of K? 1 minute inverse, which is equal to 80 minutes. That's all. So for the 20% completion, 20 minutes, 80% completion, 80 minutes. That's all. Only just two simple questions. Question number 27 and question number 28. With that, we will be completing the entire sums found in the +2 textbook of chemical kinetics. 27th question. The activation energy of a reactant EA is equal to 22.5 kilocalorie per mole. It is given in calorie. Until now, we have seen in kilojoule or joule. Now it is given in kilocalorie per mole. That is the difference. That you should note. And the value of rate constant at 40 degrees Celsius, rate constant is equal to 1.8 in 10 power minus 5 per second. Temperature at 40 degrees Celsius. 40 degrees Celsius corresponds to plus 273 Kelvin, which is equal to 313 Kelvin. All right. Now, the question is calculate frequency factor A. A is asked. So, how to solve the sum? We know that K is equal to A into e power minus EA by RT. All right. We can go in for logarithmic expression. Log K is equal to log A minus EA by 2.303 RT. That you may be knowing, because if it is converted into common logarithm, it has to multiply by 2.303. Upon division, you will be getting this expression. This expression you will be knowing already. Log A, what is the value of log A? Substitute log 1.8 into 10 power minus 5 is equal to log A. We want to get A. Log A minus what is the value of EA? Energy of activation 22.5 kilocalorie. It can be given as calorie because we may give R value in calorie. R is equal to 1.987 calorie per mole per Kelvin. Already we have given R value 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. Eternal unit for R is in calorie 1.987 calorie per mole per Kelvin. This unit also you should know. Alright. In joule means 8.314. 4.184 joule is equal to 1 calorie. 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joule. Therefore, R in calorie, R in joule. So now we have to substitute R in joule, 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin, all right, into T313 Kelvin. We can do certain shortcut methods to solve the sum, and we will be getting log A. After getting log A, we can get the value of A, all right. That is about question number 27. You try to solve. Of course, log 1.8 is very common value. Commonly, you will be getting log 1.8, which is 2553. That also you should know. Always you should know the value of log 1.8 is 2553. And the solution, I think you may be knowing. If not, we'll be solving afterwards in some other situation. Last question, 28th question. Benzene diazonium chloride in aqueous solution decomposes. Not last question. We have one or two questions also more. All right. Benzene diazonium in aqueous solution decomposes according to the equation C6H5N2Cl gives C6H5Cl plus N2. Starting with an initial concentration of 10 gram per liter. Initial concentration of 10 gram per liter. All right. The volume of nitrogen gas obtained, we have started with this much gram per liter. The volume of nitrogen gas obtained at 50 degrees Celsius at different intervals of time was found to be T. At 6 minutes, 19.3 is the volume of nitrogen. At 12 minutes, it is 32.6. At 18 minutes, 41.3. At 24 minutes, 46.5. At 30 minutes, 50.4. At infinity, time infinity, it is 58.3. All right. Volume at different time intervals are given, and it is a first order reaction. That's what given. It is a first order reaction. For a first order reaction, we know K is equal to log K is equal to 2.303 by T log A naught by A. But here in this equation, if you go, initial concentration, how to get the initial concentration? The concentration of benzene diazonium present initially may be considered as concentration of ammonia formed at the end of the reaction. Therefore, A naught may be considered as V infinity. At any time, the concentration reacted is at time t, it is reacted 19.3. Initial this much. So, V infinity minus Vt may give concentration of reactant remaining at time t. Since we are measuring the volume of nitrogen formed in the course of the reaction, V infinity corresponds to the volume of nitrogen liberated at the end of the reaction. Volume of nitrogen formed at the end of the reaction is nothing but concentration of benzene diazonium present at the start of the reaction. And therefore, V infinity may be taken as initial concentration. Now, what is the concentration of nitrogen at 6 minutes? It is nothing but concentration of ammonia formed in time t. That means concentration of benzene diazonium reacted in time t. It is initial concentration, it is reacted in time t. If you subtract, you will be getting concentration remaining. So, in each step, at 6 minutes, V infinity minus Vt. You have to substitute 6. That is, you will be getting one rate constant. Again, when t is 12, V infinity and then V infinity minus Vt. If you substitute, you will be getting another K. Likewise, 1, 2, 3, 4 K values you will be getting. The average will be giving the rate constant. Of course, all those things will give the constant value 2.303 by 6 log. What is V infinity? 58.3 divided by 58.3 minus 19.3. Again, K is equal to 2.303 by T. 6 instead of 6 will be getting 12 log 58.3 divided by 58.3 minus 32.6. Likewise, 18. K is equal to 2.303 by T. T is now 18 log 58.3 divided by 58.3 minus 41.3. So, you will be getting different K values. At the last, K is equal to 2.303 by 30 log 58.3 divided by 58.3 minus 50.4. Likewise, you'll be getting 4 K values that will give the rate constant. Of course, it is a tedious sum. It takes longer time and you can solve. Almost all you will be getting the same value. All right. Now, from the following data, next question number 29. From the following data, show that the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide is a reaction of first order. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide to become water and oxygen. It is a first order reaction. T0V 46.1, 10 at time T10 29.8, at time 20 it is 19.3, where T is time in minutes, V is the volume of standard KMnO4. Now again K is equal to 2.303 by T log A naught by A. Here you should know the difference between that reaction and here. There we have measured the volume of nitrogen. Here we are measuring the concentration of hydrogen peroxide at the start of the reaction, initial concentration. A0 is nothing but concentration of hydrogen peroxide at the start of the reaction. So K is equal to 2.303 by T. T means at time T 10 minutes log, what is A naught? It is the volume of hydrogen peroxide at the start of the reaction. All right. Initial concentration. It corresponds to volume of hydrogen peroxide. Potassium permanganate, when titrated with hydrogen peroxide, it will give the amount of hydrogen peroxide remaining at time T. That's why as time passes on, it is decreasing. As time passes on, it is increasing because volume of hydrogen is increasing. The difference you should carefully follow. Then only you can solve the sums. All right. And then, what is the concentration remaining at time T? At 10, concentration remaining 29.8. So you'll be getting 1 K value. All right. And 2 K values we can get at time 10 minutes and at time 20 minutes. All right. What is at 20 minutes? K is equal to 2.303 by at 20 minutes. At 20 minutes log. What is the initial concentration? 46.1. At the start of the reaction, the volume of KMnO4 required is 46.1. It corresponds to concentration of hydrogen peroxide at the start of the reaction. It corresponds to volume of hydrogen peroxide at time T, that is 20 minutes, which is equal to 19.8. You'll be getting 1 K value. You'll be getting 1 K value. The average will give rate constant. All right. This is how we solve the sums. Last sum, very last sum. A first order reaction is 40% complete in 50 minutes. Last sum. A first order reaction is 40% completed in 50 minutes. 40% completed in 50 minutes. And calculate the value of rate constant. That we can calculate very easily. At what time 80% will be completed? That is the question. So K is equal to 2.303 by T log 40% completed. Initial 100. 40% completed means remaining in time T, that is in 50 minutes. What will be the remaining? 60. So K we can calculate. To start with, we can calculate K. 2.303 by 50 log 10 by 6. You can do the sum 1.667 like this it goes. You can take logarithm, you can get the K value. Or else you can keep as such. We have calculated K. All right. Minute inverse. Now, the time required for 80% completion. T is equal to 2.303 by K log A by M, A naught by A. 80% completion means remaining 20. Here 100. Log 100 by 20. What is the value of K? 2.303 by 50 log 1.667. So you can solve the sum. You can take logarithm for this value, substitute and place here. So the 2.303, 2.303 get cancelled and the number will be remaining, you can solve the sum. 100 by 20 will be giving log 5. Log 5 is 0.699. So if you try to solve the sum, you will be getting an answer. The solution is found in the guide and you can go through. All right. Thank you very much. Do well in the chemical kinetics test. Thank you.